Do you ever feel like your day just flies by, but at the end you realize you didn't actually achieve anything important? Weary face, you worked all day but nothing truly moved forward? Well, maybe you forgot to set your table. Welcome back to our series on Eat That Frog, the ultimate book to destroy procrastination and master productivity. Today in Chapter 1, Brian Tracy reveals the very first secret to success. Backhand index pointing right. Get clear on exactly what you want. Because if your direction is unclear, your efforts won't take you anywhere. Brian Tracy starts with a powerful line. Success begins with clarity. You can't hit a target you can't see. Imagine you're running super fast, but in the wrong direction. That's what happens when you don't know your goals. So before you rush into action, pause and set the table. Just like before a dinner, you neatly place everything on the table. Plates, glasses, napkins, so the meal goes smoothly. In life, you must do the same. Organize your goals, thoughts, and priorities before you start working. Most people never do this. They say things like, I want to be rich. I want to be happy. I want success. But what does rich or successful even mean? Your brain can't work toward a blurred goal. So Brian Tracy says, be specific. Light bulb example. Instead of I want to earn more, say, I want to earn 10 Indian rupees lakhs by December 31st by growing my business clients. Now your mind has a target, something it can visualize and chase. Here's a truth bomb collision. A goal not written down is only a wish. Writing transforms a dream into a plan. It programs your subconscious mind to start finding ways to achieve it. So grab a notebook and actually write. Direct hit I want to. Calendar by. Clipboard to achieve this I will. It's that simple, but 95% of people never do it. Without a deadline, a goal is like a train without a schedule. It never leaves the station. Deadlines create urgency. They push you to take real action. Even if you don't hit it exactly, you'll move 10x faster than if you had no deadline at all. Example, instead of saying, I'll start a YouTube channel someday, say, I'll publish my first video by the end of this month. Now it's real. Now your brain starts working for you. Once you know the goal and deadline, write every step required to reach it. Break it down into small, doable actions. Direct hit, for example. If your goal is to write a book, choose a topic. Create an outline. Write 1 chapter per week. Edit. Publish. Each small step brings you closer to your dream. Big goals are just small tasks done consistently. Now that you have your list, arrange it. What's most important? What comes first? What will make the biggest impact? Most people confuse being busy with being productive. Filling your day with small, easy tasks might make you feel active, but it won't move your life forward. So organize smartly. Focus on what gives the highest return, your big frog. Here's where most people stop. They plan, they dream, but they never start. Brian Tracy says, the key to success is action. Even a small action builds momentum. Don't wait for perfect. Start now and correct later. Once your table is set, take that first bite. Because when you take the first step, your brain starts believing, yes, I can do this. Discipline beats motivation. Every single time. Brian Tracy says, even if you take 1 small step daily, you'll achieve more in a year than most people do in 10. Tiny actions compound. 1 page a day equals 1 book a year. Blue book. 1 push-up a day equals a stronger body, flexed biceps. 100 Indian rupees a day equals 36,500 Indian rupees in a year. Money bag. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. Before you manage time, manage clarity. Before you eat that frog, first set your table. When you know exactly what you want, your mind becomes laser-focused. Every action, every minute starts working toward a single direction, your dream life. So here's your challenge for today. Backhand index pointing down. Take just 15 minutes and write down your top 3 goals for this month. Set a deadline, make a list, and take 1 tiny action today. Because clarity isn't just the first step, it's the foundation of all success. But wait, before you go, here's something to think about. What if tomorrow morning you could start your day with a clear written plan? One that tells you exactly what to do, when to do it, and why it matters. Would your day and your life look completely different? Because that's exactly what Chapter 2 teaches us. Light bulb, plan every day in advance. Don't miss it, because this is where your clarity turns into unstoppable productivity. Imagine waking up every morning already knowing exactly what to do. No confusion, no wasted time, just clear, focused action. Sounds amazing, right? Well, that's exactly what Brian Tracy teaches in Chapter 2 of Eat That Frog. How to plan every day in advance. Welcome back to our Eat That Frog series, the ultimate guide to beating procrastination and achieving success faster. In Chapter 1, we learned how to set the table, get clear about what you want. Now in Chapter 2, it's time to create your daily roadmap, so every single day takes you one step closer to your biggest goals. Brian Tracy begins this chapter with a golden rule. Every minute you spend planning saves 10 minutes in execution. Think about that for a second. If you plan for just 10 minutes tonight, you could save more than an hour of wasted time tomorrow. That's not magic, that's strategy. Light bulb. Most people waste time not because they're lazy, but because they don't know what to do next. Their days are full of activity but not productivity. And the solution? Backhand index pointing right, plan ahead. Brian Tracy says the best time to plan your day is before it begins. Ideally, the night before. Why? Because your brain never sleeps. When you write your plan before bed, your subconscious mind works overnight, solving problems and generating ideas. So you wake up already mentally prepared. Memo: so every night, take 10 minutes and list out everything you need to do tomorrow. Could be work goals, personal tasks, or family priorities, anything that matters. When you wake up the next morning, you'll already have a clear direction. No confusion, no wasted energy. Once you have your list, it's time to prioritize. Not every task is equally important, and Brian Tracy gives us a powerful method called the ABCD rule to rank them. Here's how it works: backhand index pointing down. Equals very important. These are the frogs, tasks with serious consequences if you don't do them. Example: submitting a project, calling an important client, studying for an exam. If you have more than one A task, mark them A1, A3, by priority. B equals should do. These tasks have mild consequences, things you should do but not urgent. Example: replying to non-urgent emails or casual meetings. P equals nice to do. Fun but no real consequences. Example: scrolling social media, chatting, watching random videos. D égale dulgat. Someone else can do it, let them. Free your time for what truly matters. E uguale eliminate. Tasks that waste time and add no value. Example: unnecessary calls, gossip, or double-checking things that don't matter. Now look at your list. Start your day with your A1 task, your biggest frog. That's where success starts. Another key concept in this chapter is the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. It means 80% of your results come from 20% of your activities. So instead of doing everything, identify the few tasks that truly matter, the ones that create real progress. Brain, ask yourself, which 20% of tasks will give me the most results? What are the things I could stop doing and still move forward? Once you know this, spend most of your time on those high-value activities. Less work, bigger results. Brian Tracy says successful people never start work without a written list. It's like flying a plane without a flight plan. You'll just go in circles. A list gives you direction, structure, and confidence. Every time you complete a task, you cross it off, and that little check mark gives your brain a mini dopamine boost. It motivates you to keep going. Dikvit vinkje tip. Keep your list visible, on paper, on your phone, or on your computer. But make sure it's clear and specific. You should always have a weekly overview of your main goals, but focus on executing one day at a time. Why? Because big goals can feel overwhelming. Breaking them into daily chunks makes them achievable. Example: if your goal is to create a course in 1 month, spiral calendar plan your weeks, but each day, decide one clear thing you'll do to move closer to completion. Step by step. Day by day. That's how dreams turn into results. Here's Brian Tracy's tough love moment: flexed biceps. Don't wait for inspiration. Start and inspiration will find you. If you sit around waiting to feel ready, you'll wait forever. Once your plan is written, take action on the most important task right away, before distractions hit. Momentum is everything. When you start early, the rest of your day automatically feels productive. Think of it like this: backhand index pointing down. You're a driver on a road trip. If you don't know your destination, you'll keep driving in circles, wasting time and fuel. But if you plan your route in advance, you'll reach your goal faster, smoother, and with less stress. That's exactly what daily planning does. It gives your brain a roadmap to follow. Planning doesn't take time, it saves time. When you plan your day the night before, you wake up with purpose-flexed biceps. You know exactly what to focus on. Direct hit. You waste less energy on decisions brain. And that's how you move from being busy to being productive. Brian Tracy reminds us, every successful person is a master planner. So, starting tonight, take just 10 minutes to write down your next day's plan. Prioritize using ABCD. Highlight your A1 frog and decide, tomorrow I'm eating this first. Because success doesn't start in the morning, it starts the night before. Crescent moon. If planning just 10 minutes can save you an hour tomorrow, what would happen if you planned every day for the next 30 days? Thinking face. In the next chapter, we'll discover how to identify which tasks truly matter most. The ones that create the biggest impact on your life and career. So stay tuned for Chapter 3. Apply the 80-20 rule to everything. What if I told you that 80% of your stress comes from just 20% of the things you do? Face with open mouth. And that 80% of your success also comes from just 20% of your actions? Crazy, right? But that's exactly what Brian Tracy explains in Chapter 3 of Eat That Frog. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto Principle. Welcome back to our Eat That Frog series, where we learn how to stop procrastinating and take control of our time. In the last chapter, we learned how to plan every day in advance. Now it's time to learn how to focus on the few things that actually matter most. Brian Tracy opens this chapter with a simple but shocking truth. Only 20% of what you do produces 80% of your results. This means most of what we do each day, scrolling, replying to random messages, unnecessary calls, small errands, doesn't actually move us forward. We stay busy but not productive. So if you want to succeed faster, you must learn to focus on the few tasks that create the biggest results, and let go of the rest. The rule was discovered by an Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto in the 1890s. He noticed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by just 20% of the people. Later, this pattern appeared everywhere. 80% of sales come from 20% of customers. 80% of profits come from 20% of products. 80% of problems come from 20% of mistakes. Brian Tracy says, this rule also applies to your time and productivity. Every day you have dozens of tasks, but only a few of them, the vital few, truly move you toward your goals. Ask yourself this powerful question. If I could only do one task today, which one would have the biggest positive impact on my life or work? That's your frog face. That's your 20% activity, the one that brings the biggest return on your time. Most people spend 80% of their time on low-value tasks, checking emails, fixing tiny details, or doing what's easy. But successful people, they focus their energy on the top 20%, the high-impact actions. Let's be real, being busy feels good. You feel active, important, and productive. But here's the trap. Being busy does not mean you're getting important things done. For example, you can spend 3 hours organizing your desk, or 1 hour closing a new client. Which one actually grows your career? Exactly, the client. That's your high-value 20% work. Brian Tracy says, always ask yourself, is this activity moving me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, it's probably part of your 80%, your low-value work. Once you identify your high-value tasks, you'll have to protect your time. And that means saying no to distractions, even when they look urgent. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something valuable. So stop feeling guilty for saying no. It's not rudeness, it's focus. Successful people are not those who do everything. They're those who focus on what matters most. Brian Tracy reminds us, this rule isn't just for work. You can apply it everywhere. Briefcase in your career. 20% of your efforts produce 80% of your results. Identify which tasks, skills, or clients bring the best outcomes. Money bag in your finances. 20% of your spending causes 80% of your financial problems. Cut those unnecessary expenses. House in your personal life. 20% of your relationships bring 80% of your happiness. Spend more time with those people. Person in lotus position in your health. 20% of your habits give you 80% of your energy. Focus on sleep, hydration, and exercise, the core habits that truly matter. When you start thinking this way, your whole life becomes more efficient. Brian Tracy gives one practical exercise. Each morning before starting work, review your task list and highlight the top 20% activities, the real frogs. Then discipline yourself to start with the biggest one, the hardest, most valuable task. That's how you build the eat that frog mindset. You'll notice something amazing. Once you complete one big, meaningful task, your energy, motivation, and confidence skyrocket for the rest of the day. High voltage. Now comes the second half of the rule, the low-value 80%. These are the small, repetitive tasks that eat your time but add little value. Brian Tracy's advice. Either eliminate them completely or delegate them to someone else. You don't need to do everything yourself. If someone else can do a task 80% as well as you can, let them do it. Your time should go to what only you can do, your unique value. Imagine you run a small business. Out of 100 customers, maybe 20 bring in most of your income. Focus on them, build loyalty, give better service, and offer more value. The same logic applies to YouTube creators, freelancers, or students. Most of your growth will come from a few key habits, a few loyal supporters, or a few high-quality videos. So stop chasing everything. Chase what matters. Here's Brian Tracy's golden takeaway. Your ability to focus on the few things that really matter is what separates the most productive people from everyone else. You don't need to do more. You need to do less but better. Find your 20%. Give it your 100%. That's the secret to success. Not hard work but smart focus. So, starting today, look at your to-do list and ask, which one or two tasks will make the biggest difference in my life or work? Circle them. Prioritize them. Then, do them first. That's how you eat your biggest frog. If just 20% of your actions create 80% of your results, then what would happen if you focused only on those 20% tasks for the next 7 days? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy takes this even deeper. He'll show you how to focus completely on one task at a time and avoid the biggest time killer of all, multitasking. Stay tuned for Chapter 4. Consider the consequences. Imagine this. You have two choices today. Backhand index pointing right, work on something that will completely change your future. Or backhand index pointing right, waste time doing something easy but meaningless. Which one do you think most people pick? Sadly, most people choose the easy one. But successful people? They choose based on consequences. And that's exactly what Brian Tracy teaches in Chapter 4 of Eat That Frog. Consider the consequences. Brian Tracy starts this chapter with one simple but life-changing truth. The key to success is the ability to think long-term, to consider the future impact of your actions today. Everything you do has consequences, some small, some huge. The question is, are your daily choices bringing you closer to your goals or pulling you away from them? The people who think about long-term results are the ones who build extraordinary lives. Average people focus on short-term comfort. They ask, what feels good right now? Successful people focus on long-term rewards. They ask, what will help me years from now? Light bulb example. Watching Netflix feels great right now, but studying for your exam could change your career. Sleeping in feels good today, but waking up early to work on your dream could change your future. This is what Brian Tracy calls future-oriented thinking. When you make decisions with the future in mind, your entire life starts improving automatically. Before starting any task, stop and ask, what will happen if I do this? What will happen if I don't? Simple questions, but they change everything. Some tasks have short-term pleasure but long-term pain. Others have short-term pain but long-term gain. Example: eating junk food equals short-term pleasure, long-term pain. Working out equals short-term pain, long-term gain. Winners choose the second one every time. They think ahead, they think future first. Brian Tracy introduces an incredible idea called the law of forced efficiency. It says, you never have enough time to do everything, but you always have enough time to do the most important thing. Bom bochingshimbol. You can't do all your tasks, but you can always do the right ones. That's why you must choose wisely, based on which actions create the biggest long-term results. Brain so before jumping into your to-do list, ask, what matters most right now? What will give me the highest return for my time and energy? That's how you make every day count. One of the most powerful ways to make better decisions is to think about your future self. Imagine yourself 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years from now. Then ask, will this decision make my future self proud or regretful? Every action today is a vote for the kind of person you'll become tomorrow. If you keep choosing short-term pleasure, you build regret. If you keep choosing long-term growth, you build success. So visualize your future and act like the person you want to become. Brian Tracy says, long-term thinking improves short-term decision-making. When you think about how your choices will affect your future, you naturally start making smarter moves. Light bulb example. Before spending money, think, will this matter in a year? Before starting a task, think, will this move me closer to my main goal? If the answer is no, don't do it. If the answer is yes, make it your top priority. This mindset separates the dreamers from the achievers. One of the hardest but most rewarding habits in life is delayed gratification, the ability to resist short-term pleasure for long-term success. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, your brain becomes stronger. You gain more control, more confidence, and more results. Think about it. Saving money instead of spending it feels tough now, but it gives you freedom later. Working on your business today feels hard, but it gives you peace later. Short-term sacrifices create long-term freedom. That's the real trade successful people make daily. Brian Tracy suggests asking these 3 questions daily. Keycap 1, what are my highest value activities? Keycap 2, what can I, and only I, do that will make a real difference? Keycap 3, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? These 3 questions cut through the noise. They remind you to focus on what truly matters. Not what's urgent, but what's important. Imagine you're a YouTuber movie camera. You could spend hours replying to every comment, designing thumbnails, or tweaking small things. Or you could focus on creating powerful videos that bring in more viewers, subscribers, and income. Both are work, but only one has massive consequences for your growth. So which one should you focus on? Exactly, the one that creates long-term impact. That's the power of considering consequences. Thinking about consequences is the mark of a mature, successful person. Unsuccessful people think only about pleasure. Successful people think about purpose. In short, your future is built by the choices you make today. Every single frog you eat, every task you complete, every minute you use wisely, all adds up. So take a deep breath and think, are you making decisions for comfort today or success tomorrow? Every moment is a choice between the easy thing and the right thing. Choose wisely and your future self will thank you. If you knew that one decision today could completely change your life 5 years from now, what would you do differently right now? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy reveals the next big secret: how to be fully focused on what truly matters by practicing creative procrastination. Yes, you heard that right. Sometimes not doing things can make you even more successful. So stay tuned for Chapter 5, Practice Creative Procrastination. You've always been told that procrastination is bad, right? That it ruins productivity and success? Well, what if I told you that Brian Tracy actually wants you to procrastinate, but in a smart way? Exploding head. Welcome to Chapter 5 of Eat That Frog. Practice Creative Procrastination. This one's going to completely flip the way you think about time management. Brian Tracy starts with a truth that hits hard. You can't do everything. You'll always have more tasks than time. So instead of feeling guilty about not doing everything, why not decide what not to do, on purpose? That's what creative procrastination is all about. It means procrastinating on low-value tasks so you can focus on high-value results. It's not about doing less, it's about doing what matters most. Tracy says, there's never enough time to do everything, but there's always enough time to do the most important things. Every day you'll have dozens of tasks competing for your attention. Emails, social media, errands, distractions. The list never ends. But here's the key. You must choose which frogs to eat and which ones to ignore. You might skip checking your phone for an hour so you can focus on writing that business plan. You might delay replying to minor emails to finish a project that truly matters. That's creative procrastination. You're not being lazy, you're being strategic. The next step is to identify the activities that waste your time but give you almost zero results. Brian Tracy calls these low-value activities. They might feel productive but don't move you forward. Examples: backhand index pointing down. Crossmark scrolling social media for inspiration. Crossmark attending unnecessary meetings. Crossmark saying yes to everyone's requests. Crossmark doing small easy tasks to feel busy. Tracy says, if you don't consciously decide what to procrastinate on, you'll end up procrastinating on your dreams. Ouch, but true. Collision. So your mission is to delay, delegate, or delete low-value activities. Every task you do falls somewhere between trivial and transformational. Creative procrastination means you choose to ignore trivial tasks and focus on transformational ones. The ones that give you 80% of your results from 20% of your effort. That's the famous Pareto principle. Light bulb example. If you're a YouTuber, editing every tiny detail of your video thumbnail might be low impact. But scripting a strong intro that hooks viewers, that's high impact. Learn to postpone the unimportant and you'll have more time and energy for the things that actually build your future. Brian Tracy shares a powerful tool here. Zero-based thinking. Ask yourself this question. If I were not doing this task already, would I start doing it again today? If the answer is no, stop doing it. Or at least plan to phase it out. This question helps you cut out habits, commitments, or routines that no longer serve your goals. For example, if that weekly meeting isn't helping, cancel it. If that social group drains your time, distance yourself. If that old project doesn't fit your new goals, let it go. This isn't laziness, it's clarity. You're freeing up energy for what truly matters. Sometimes, creative procrastination means delaying tasks strategically until they truly matter. Tracy says, many things resolve themselves if you just give them time. Example, that small issue someone emailed about? It might fix itself in a few days. That new app you wanted to try? It might become irrelevant next week. So instead of reacting instantly to everything, wait. Let time do some of the work for you. That's positive procrastination, using time as a filter. Creative procrastination requires courage. The courage to say no. Tracy says, every yes is a no to something else. If you say yes to everything, you'll have no time for your priorities. So before saying yes, ask, is this worth postponing my most important goal for? If not, politely decline. Your time is your most valuable resource. Treat it like gold. There's a big difference between being busy and being effective. Busy people do 100 small things. Effective people do a few big things, and they do them exceptionally well. Creative procrastination helps you stay effective. By choosing what not to do, you clear mental clutter and gain laser focus. So, next time you feel overwhelmed, remember, you don't need to do everything, you just need to do the right things. Asterisk. Let's say you're an entrepreneur. Your to-do list has 20 tasks. Emails, logo tweaks, customer messages, marketing ideas, etc. But only one of them, reaching out to a potential investor, could 10x your business. What should you do? Procrastinate on 19 tasks. Focus all your energy on that one. That's what successful people do. They eat the biggest, ugliest frog first, and let the small ones wait. Your success in life is measured by the number of things you can comfortably leave undone. Let that sink in. Being productive isn't about doing more. It's about doing less but better. So look at your list right now and ask, what can I delay? What can I delegate? What can I delete completely? That's how you master creative procrastination. Stop feeling guilty about not doing it all. Instead, feel powerful for choosing wisely. Remember, every time you say no to something small, you're saying yes to something great. If you had to stop doing just one thing today, one small time-wasting habit, what would it be? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy teaches how to take this focus even deeper. By becoming a priority master through the ABCD method, you're going to learn exactly how to decide what deserves your time every single day. So don't miss chapter 6. Use the ABCD method continually. Have you ever looked at your to-do list and felt completely overwhelmed? Weary face. Like, you don't even know where to start? Well, what if I told you there's a simple, powerful method that can instantly bring clarity and control to your day? And it takes just 5 minutes. Welcome to chapter 6 of Eat That Frog. Brian Tracy calls this game changer the ABCD method, and it's the secret weapon of the world's most productive people. Brian Tracy begins this chapter with a simple truth. Every minute spent in planning saves as many as 10 minutes in execution. Think about that. Just a few minutes of planning can save you hours of wasted effort. And that's exactly what the ABCD method does. It helps you figure out what really matters and what doesn't. Before you begin, take a pen and paper or open your notes app and write down everything you need to do. Work tasks, personal tasks, everything. Brian Tracy calls this your master to-do list. Once it's all on paper, you'll feel lighter already, because now your brain doesn't need to hold it all. Now comes the fun part, ranking those tasks using the ABCD system. Here's how it works: backhand index pointing down equals must do. These are your frogs, the tasks that have serious consequences if not done. If you don't do them, you'll face real problems or lose real opportunities. Example: submitting a project deadline, paying your bills, attending an important meeting. Speech balloon Brian Tracy says, a task is something that's critical to your success. If you don't do it, there will be consequences. Your goal: eat your A task frog first. B equals should do. These are tasks you should do, but they don't have serious consequences. Backhand index pointing right example: returning a casual message, organizing files, checking minor updates. If you delay these, nothing terrible happens. But if you do them before your A tasks, you're procrastinating in disguise. So rule number 1. Crossmark never do a B task while an A task is unfinished. C equals nice to do. These are activities that are nice, but they don't affect your long-term success. Backhand index pointing right example: chatting with coworkers, scrolling social media, watching one quick YouTube video, grinning face with sweat. C tasks are distractions wearing the mask of productivity. If you fill your day with C tasks, you'll stay busy but go nowhere. These are tasks that can and should be done by someone else. Backhand index pointing right example: routine paperwork, simple scheduling, small errands. Remember, if someone else can do it 80% as well as you, delegate it. Delegation frees up your time for higher value work. The stuff only you can do. These are the tasks you should completely remove from your life. They don't add any value and they eat up your time and energy. Backhand index pointing right example: pointless gossip, over checking your phone, unnecessary meetings. Brian Tracy says, if you want to reach your full potential, you must get rid of the things that don't matter. When you eliminate the unimportant, you make space for the extraordinary. Now that you've labeled your tasks A, E, it's time to go deeper. If you have multiple A tasks, label them A1, 2, A3, in order of importance. Backhand index pointing right: 1 equals most important, the biggest frog. Backhand index pointing right: A2 equals next important. Backhand index pointing right: A3 equals still important but not urgent. This helps you focus step by step instead of feeling lost in a mountain of tasks. Once you know your A1 task, start it immediately and stay with it until it's done. Brian Tracy reminds us, discipline yourself to begin immediately and then persist until the job is complete. No multitasking. No distractions. No switching between apps or tabs. Just one task, complete focus, total satisfaction. Here's the secret. This method works only if you do it every single day. Each morning or the night before, make your list and label every task A, B, C, D, or E. Soon you'll start thinking this way automatically. It'll become part of your mindset. You'll instantly know which task deserves your energy and which one doesn't. This habit literally reprograms your brain for success. Let's say you're an aspiring content creator. Movie camera. Here's what your ABCD list might look like. A1. Record and upload your main video. Biggest frog face. B. Check comments or DMs. C. Watch other creators for ideas. D. Have someone edit your thumbnail. Stop spending hours tweaking small design details. Now, if you focus on your A1 every day, your channel will explode with growth. But if you get lost in B, C, and E, you'll stay stuck in fake productivity. That's the power of the ABCD method. The mark of a superior thinker is the ability to separate the relevant from the irrelevant. When you use the ABCD method continually, you develop that skill. You start thinking like a leader, not a follower. You stop chasing every shiny object and instead you chase results. The ABCD method is simple but life-changing. It helps you say no to what doesn't matter, and yes to what truly builds your future. Asterisk. So grab a pen, make your list, label it ABCD, and then start with your A1, because that's your frog for the day. If you made your ABCD list right now, what would your A1 task be? The one that could move your life forward today. Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy takes this focus to a whole new level. He reveals the law of 3, a secret formula that helps you find exactly which 3 tasks bring 90% of your success. So don't miss chapter 7. Focus on key result areas. Here's a tough question for you. What if you're working super hard every day, but on the wrong things? Flushed face. You see, success doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from focusing on the few things that actually move the needle. And that's exactly what Brian Tracy teaches in Chapter 7 of Eat That Frog. Focus on key result areas. This one could literally transform how you work forever. Brian Tracy starts this chapter with a golden truth. One of the most powerful ways to increase your productivity and success is to identify the key result areas of your work, and then focus on improving in each one. So what are key result areas, or KRAs? They're the core parts of your job or life that determine whether you succeed or fail. If you perform well in these areas, you move forward. If you neglect them, everything else starts falling apart. A key result area, KRA, is any task or responsibility that directly affects your results. Think of them as the main pillars of your success. For example, if you're a YouTuber, movie camera, planning content equals K, shooting videos equals K, editing and publishing equals KRA, engaging with your audience equals KRA. Everything else, like checking analytics, changing thumbnails, or adjusting minor settings, is secondary. Brian Tracy says, your weakest key result area sets the height at which you can use all your other skills. Meaning you're only as strong as your weakest link. Take a few minutes and ask yourself, what are the 5 to 7 main results I'm responsible for every day? It doesn't matter if you're a student, business owner, or employee. Everyone has KRAs. Examples: for a student, studying, attending classes, revising, managing time. For a business owner, sales, marketing, customer service, finances, product quality. For an employee, planning, communication, problem-solving, teamwork. Once you know your key areas, you can stop wasting time on low-value work and start mastering what truly matters. Now comes the hard part, honest self-evaluation. Brian Tracy says, most people avoid looking at their weaknesses. But awareness is the first step to improvement. Take each key result area and rate yourself from 1 to 10. Backhand index pointing right 10 equals excellent performance. Backhand index pointing right 1 equals needs major improvement. For example, content planning equals 8, video editing equals 9, marketing equals 5, consistency equals 4. Boom, collision, there it is. Your improvement roadmap. Your lowest score is your biggest opportunity for growth. Because if you improve even a little in that weak area, your entire performance level rises. Brian Tracy reminds us, your weakest key result area is the frog you need to eat first. But because that's what's holding you back the most. Think about it. If your car has one flat tire, it doesn't matter how great the other 3 are. You won't move far until you fix that one. So instead of trying to be perfect at everything, focus on strengthening that weakest area. Read, practice, learn, ask for help, whatever it takes to improve it. Once you know your KRAs, set clear goals and performance standards for each one. Don't just say, I'll improve my communication. Say, I'll improve my communication by practicing daily 15-minute presentations. Specific actions turn vague dreams into measurable progress. When you have clear standards, you can measure success daily, not someday. Brian Tracy emphasizes one simple but powerful principle: Kaizen, the Japanese word for continuous improvement. It means improving by 1% every single day in your key result areas. You don't have to make huge leaps overnight. Just small, consistent progress adds up over time. Even a 1% improvement daily compounds into massive success in a year. Let's say you're a freelancer. Your KRAs might be KeyCap 1, finding clients. KeyCap 2, delivering quality work. KeyCap 3, communicating effectively. KeyCap 4, managing time. KeyCap 5, upskilling regularly. If you realize your weakest area is finding clients, that's your frog. Frog face. You could learn new marketing skills, build a strong portfolio, or start networking more. Within weeks, your business could double, just by focusing on the right area. That's how powerful this method is. When you know your key result areas, you can focus your energy on what truly produces results. And that's the essence of success. The problem isn't that we don't work hard. It's that we often work hard on the wrong things. Once you align your energy with your KRAs, you start seeing faster progress, bigger wins, and less stress. So take a deep breath and ask yourself, what are my 5 to 7 key result areas? And which one needs the most improvement right now? Because if you can find that one weak area and strengthen it, you'll unlock a whole new level of success and confidence. If you had to improve just one key result area this week, which one would make the biggest impact on your life or career? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy reveals another secret weapon, the Law of 3. It's all about discovering the 3 tasks that create 90% of your results. Once you know them, you'll never waste time again. So don't miss Chapter 8, The law of 3. What if I told you that out of everything you do every day, only 3 tasks are responsible for almost 90% of your results? Exploding head. Sounds crazy, right? But that's the truth, and Brian Tracy calls it the law of 3. Welcome to Chapter 8 of Eat That Frog, where we uncover how successful people do less, but achieve 10x more. Brian Tracy begins with a bold statement. Your ability to identify and focus on your 3 most important tasks determines your success more than anything else. Most people waste time doing dozens of small things, but truly productive people focus on the few things that really matter. The law of 3 is all about finding those few things that give you most of your results. Every task feels important when it's on your list, but the truth is most of them don't really make a difference. Speech balloon Brian Tracy says, if you have 10 items to do, 2 of them will be worth more than the other 8 put together. This is a version of the 80-20 rule, but the law of 3 takes it even further. Instead of asking, what's important? You ask, what are the 3 things that produce 90% of my value? So how do you find your top 3 tasks? Take a few minutes, grab a pen and paper and write down everything you do in your job or daily life. Then ask this powerful question. If I could only do one thing all day long, which task would contribute the most to my success? That's your number 1 task. Now, repeat the same question to find your number 2 and number 3. Those are your 3 core tasks, your big 3. Everything else is secondary. Let's say you're a content creator, movie camera. You might list tasks like writing scripts, shooting videos, editing, replying to comments, checking analytics, brainstorming ideas. Now ask yourself, backhand index pointing right, which 3 tasks truly grow your channel, income, or influence? Most likely, keycap 1 writing great scripts, keycap 2 recording engaging videos, keycap 3 promoting your content. That's it. Everything else, editing tweaks, checking views, or endless scrolling, is just background noise. Focus on your big 3 and your results will skyrocket. Brian Tracy suggests asking these questions for each task. Keycap 1, what would happen if I did this task really well and consistently? Keycap 2, what would happen if I didn't do it at all? If the answer to number 2 is nothing much, then guess what? That task is not one of your big 3. Grinning face with sweat. The law of 3 forces you to think about impact, not busyness. It makes you realize how much time you waste doing low-value stuff. Once you've identified your big 3, commit to spending most of your day working on them. That's the secret to multiplying your productivity. Bar chart example. If you spend 50% of your day on small, unimportant tasks, and shift that time toward your big 3, your output could double or triple almost overnight. Brian Tracy says, you become successful by doing more of what's important and less of what's not. If you're an employee or student, talk to your manager, teacher, or mentor. Ask them, what are the top 3 things you expect from me that really make a difference? You might be surprised. What you think is important may not match what they value most. Once you get clarity, you'll know exactly where to invest your time and energy. That's how you stand out from the crowd. Remember, you can't do everything, and you don't have to. So once you've found your big 3, delegate or ignore as many other tasks as possible. For every new task that comes your way, ask, does this help my big 3? If it doesn't, say no, delegate it, or delay it. Simple as that. This mindset frees you from busy work and helps you focus on what actually creates success. The world changes, your goals change, and so do your priorities. That's why Brian Tracy says you should review your big 3 every few months. Maybe one task isn't producing results anymore. Drop it. Maybe something new has become more valuable. Add it. Stay flexible, but always focus on the few things that truly move you forward. Let's take an entrepreneur building an online business. Their big 3 might be keycap 1 generating leads, keycap 2 converting sales, keycap 3 serving clients. If they focus on these 3, their income grows. If they waste time on endless admin work, social media scrolling, or design tweaks, their growth stops. The law of 3 helps you see the truth about where your real success comes from. Doing the right things is more important than doing things right. That means you could be working perfectly on unimportant tasks and still fail. But even average effort on the right tasks will take you far. So don't aim to be busy, aim to be effective. So take a deep breath and ask yourself right now, what are my big 3? Once you find them, protect them. Give them your best energy, time, and focus every single day. because that's where your success truly lives. If you had to choose only 3 tasks that create 90% of your results, what would they be? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy takes this power of focus even further. He reveals how to plan your days minute by minute for unstoppable productivity, using the law of planning every day in advance. So don't miss Chapter 9. Prepare thoroughly before you begin. You've heard this before: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But Brian Tracy takes this old saying and turns it into a life-changing rule for success. In Chapter 9 of Eat That Frog, he reveals how just 10 minutes of planning can save you hours of wasted effort later. So grab your notebook, because this is the secret behind every highly productive person you admire. Brian Tracy starts by saying, 1 minute of planning saves 10 minutes in execution. Think about that. For every minute you spend planning, you get 10 minutes of your life back. That's the power of preparation. It's like sharpening your axe before cutting a tree. You work smarter, not harder. Imagine you wake up without a plan. You scroll through your phone, think of random things to do, and jump from one task to another. Result: you feel busy but achieve nothing. Weary face. Now imagine this. The night before, you made a list. You know your priorities, you know what to do first. And when the morning comes, you're ready to attack the day. High voltage. That's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary people. Planning gives your day structure, direction, and control. Brian Tracy says, every minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution and gives you a 1000% return on your energy. That's not motivation, that's math. Chart increasing. The simplest and most powerful planning tool ever created? Backhand index pointing right, a to-do list. But not just any list. A smart list. Here's how Brian Tracy recommends creating one. Keycap 1: write down everything you need to do for tomorrow, big or small. Keycap 2: review that list and mark the most important tasks, your frogs. Keycap 3: prioritize them using the ABCD method from Chapter 6. Keycap 4: then organize them in the order you'll do them. Now you're ready. When tomorrow starts, you don't waste time thinking, you act. It's like having a personal GPS for your productivity. Automobile dashing away. Have you ever sat down to work and then realized you're missing something? A file, a charger, or your notes? Grinning face with sweat. You get up, search around, maybe make coffee again, and suddenly 30 minutes are gone. That's what Brian Tracy wants you to avoid. Before you start any task, assemble everything you need: papers, tools, information, and resources, so you can work non-stop until it's done. This step alone can double your speed and reduce frustration. When everything is ready before you begin, your mind stays focused, calm, and sharp. Lightbulb. Brian Tracy suggests a mental trick that all top performers use: visualization. Close your eyes and imagine your task already completed. Picture the final result: clean, organized, and successful. That mental image will give your brain a clear target and boost motivation. It's like your mind says, I've already seen the finish line, now let's get there. Checkered flag. Athletes, CEOs, writers, they all use this trick to stay focused and confident. When your plan is ready and your materials are set, there's no confusion left. You know exactly what to do, and that confidence makes you unstoppable. Most people waste time deciding what to do. But you've already decided last night. So in the morning you just do it. High voltage. That's how you eat that frog. Fast, focused, and fearlessly. Let's say you're preparing to shoot a YouTube video. Movie camera. If you jump straight into filming without a script, lighting setup, or thumbnail idea, you'll stop 100 times, fix things, restart, re-edit. But if you prepare the day before, white heavy checkmark script ready, white heavy checkmark camera charged, white heavy checkmark lighting set, white heavy checkmark background checked, white heavy checkmark thumbnail planned, then your shoot goes smooth, fast, and stress-free. You get better results in half the time. Collision. That's the beauty of preparation. Brian Tracy says, make this your evening ritual. Before you sleep, spend just 10 minutes planning your next day. Write your list, mark your priorities, visualize success, and sleep with a calm mind. When you wake up, you'll feel clarity instead of chaos. You'll start your day like a professional, not an amateur. Sunrise. Your first plan may not be perfect, and that's okay. Brian Tracy says successful people don't wait for perfect plans. They start, learn, and improve as they go. So review your list throughout the day. Adjust, move tasks around, delete distractions. Think of your plan like a map. You can always take a smarter route to your destination. Thinking and planning are the keys to success. Action without planning is the cause of every failure. Powerful, right? Most people rush into action, but the winners prepare and then perform. Preparation builds confidence. Confidence builds momentum. And momentum builds success. That's the true formula. High voltage. So, take 10 minutes tonight and plan your tomorrow. Make your to-do list. Prepare everything you need. And watch how those small moments of preparation turn into massive results. Briefcase. If you could plan tomorrow perfectly tonight, what's the one task you'd put at the top of your list? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy reveals the next big secret to focus. How to take one step at a time without feeling overwhelmed. In Chapter 10, take it one oil barrel at a time. Have you ever felt so overwhelmed by a big goal that you didn't even know where to start? Downcast face with sweat. Well, in Chapter 10 of Eat That Frog, Brian Tracy gives us a simple but powerful strategy. One that explorers used to cross entire deserts. It's called, Take It One Oil Barrel at a Time. And this one idea can change the way you chase every big dream in life. Brian Tracy starts with a fascinating story from the early 1900s. Back then, people traveling across the Sahara Desert faced one deadly problem. They couldn't see the end. It was endless sand, no roads and no signs. So how did they survive the journey? Simple. Engineers placed oil barrels along the route, each one just far enough apart so travelers could see the next one from the previous one. All they had to do was focus on reaching the next barrel. And that's how they crossed the desert. Not by worrying about the finish line, but by taking it one oil barrel at a time. Brian Tracy says, you can accomplish the biggest and most complicated job if you just complete it one step at a time. Most people fail not because their goals are too big, but because they try to see the entire path all at once. You look at your dream, a business, a book, a YouTube channel, a degree, and it feels impossible. But the secret is, backhand index pointing right, you don't need to see the whole road. You just need to see the next step. That's your next oil barrel. Every mountain looks impossible from the bottom, until you take your first few steps. Brian Tracy advises, break your large tasks into smaller, manageable parts. Divide a one-year goal into monthly goals. Break a monthly goal into weekly targets. And break that week into daily actions. This way, you move forward consistently instead of feeling stuck. Big success is just a series of small wins, stacked together. When you focus too much on the future, you feel anxious. When you focus too much on the past, you feel regret. The only real power you have is right now. That's why Brian Tracy says, do what you can with what you have where you are. Don't worry about how you'll reach the final goal. Just do the next small task that's in front of you today. If you want to write a book, write one page. If you want to get fit, just do today's workout. If you want to start a business, make one call, one plan, one small move. Step by step, your progress will multiply. Once you take the first small step, something magical happens. Momentum. Have you noticed how hard it is to start a car? But once it's moving, it keeps rolling easily? Automobile dashing away. Your brain works the same way. The hardest part is starting. Once you start, motivation grows automatically. Each small win gives you energy to keep going. That's why Brian Tracy says, leap into action. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Just get moving. Because motion creates emotion. Action creates motivation. Let's say your dream is to become a successful YouTuber. At first, it feels impossible. You think about thousands of subscribers, editing, consistency, lighting, etc. But if you break it down, Step 1. Write one short script. Step 2. Record one video. Step 3. Post it. Step 4. Improve the next one. Before you know it, you've crossed 100 videos. Each one a small oil barrel leading to success. That's how every great creator, businessperson, or athlete wins. One step at a time. Here's the magic part. When you start moving, new opportunities appear. Brian Tracy says, when you take one step toward your goal takes one step toward you. You may not see the whole journey today, but as you keep moving forward, the next steps become clearer. It's like walking in fog. You can't see the destination, but you can always see a few steps ahead. And that's all you need. The biggest mistake people make is stopping halfway. They start strong, then get tired, distracted, or discouraged. But the key to reaching your goal is simple. Keep going. When you feel stuck, just look for the next oil barrel. What's one small action you can take right now to move forward? Do that. And then the next one. And the next one. Step by step, you'll surprise yourself. You can accomplish any goal in life if you just take it one step at a time and never give up. Every dream, no matter how huge, becomes possible when you break it down and keep going. Remember, progress doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from small, consistent steps in the right direction. You don't need to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Focus on your next oil barrel, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize you've crossed the entire desert. What's one big goal that's been overwhelming you? And what's the next oil barrel, the very next small step you can take toward it today? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy reveals the ultimate secret to consistency. How to train your mind to never stop moving forward using the rule of focus and momentum. So don't miss chapter 11. Upgrade your key skills. Ever felt stuck? Like no matter how hard you work, you're not moving forward? Brian Tracy says there's one reason most people stay average. They stop learning. In chapter 11 of Eat That Frog, he teaches us how to multiply our value, confidence, and success. Simply by doing one thing: upgrade your key skills. Brian Tracy begins with a truth most people ignore. Your most valuable asset is your ability to learn faster and apply what you learn. In simple words, the more you know, the more you can do. And the more you can do, the more valuable you become to your company, your business, and your life. So if you feel stuck, it's not because you're not smart. It's because you've stopped upgrading yourself. Every job, every business, and every goal has a few core skills. Skills that produce 80 to 90% of your results. Brian Tracy says, you can't be good at everything, but you must be excellent at the few things that matter most. Backhand index pointing right. If you're a YouTuber, your key skills might be content writing, storytelling, and speaking. Backhand index pointing right. If you're a business owner, maybe sales, marketing, and leadership. Backhand index pointing right. If you're a student, focus, time management, and communication. Your first task? Find your key skills. Then commit to improving them every single day. Brian Tracy points out something shocking. Most people reach a certain level in their job and then stop learning. They think, I already know enough. But the world changes fast. Technology, trends, systems, everything evolves. So if you're not growing, you're actually falling behind. He says, to earn more, you must learn more. That's the golden rule of personal growth. Brian Tracy gives us a simple system to master any skill quickly. Keycap 1. Read in your field for 30 to 60 minutes every day. Even 1 page a day compounds into huge growth over time. Books, blogs, newsletters. Feed your brain daily. Keycap 2. Take courses, attend seminars, or watch tutorials. You don't have to go to college again. Learn online. Study the masters. Listen to podcasts. Keycap 3. Practice what you learn immediately. Learning without action is just information. Learning with action becomes transformation. Brian Tracy shares, the most successful people in every field are the ones who keep learning long after everyone else stops. Think about your favorite creators, entrepreneurs, or leaders. They never stop upgrading. They read, experiment, and reinvent themselves constantly. That's why their value keeps increasing, while others stay the same. So instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can't do this yet, but I'm learning. That single word, yet, changes everything. You don't need to study for hours. Even 20 to 30 minutes daily can change your life. 3 o'clock example routine. Listen to audiobooks while driving. Read a few pages before bed. Watch educational videos instead of endless scrolling. Brian Tracy says, if you read 1 hour a day in your chosen field, you'll be among the top 5% of experts in 5 years. Imagine that, just 1 hour a day can make you a leader in your industry. Every chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Brian Tracy explains that one weak skill can limit your entire potential. Backhand index pointing right, for example, you might be great at creating videos, but poor at marketing. Backhand index pointing right, or maybe you're smart and hardworking, but bad at communication. That single weakness can hold you back. So identify your weakest link and turn it into your strength through daily practice and learning. As you improve, your confidence will explode. Brian Tracy reminds us, you'll never be caught or left behind if you keep learning and growing. Think about how fast the world is changing. AI, social media, new business models. People who learn adapt. People who don't disappear. So make lifelong learning part of who you are, not just something you do. Take Elon Musk. He didn't go to school for rocket science, he taught himself. By reading books, studying physics, and applying what he learned, he built SpaceX, rocket. Or think of your favorite YouTubers. They didn't start perfect. They learned one skill at a time. Writing, editing, speaking, and marketing. Each skill upgrade took them one step closer to mastery. You can do the same. You just have to start learning again. Every single day. Learn what you need to learn so you can do what you need to do to become who you want to be. That's the ultimate success formula. Learning, doing, becoming. So don't wait for opportunities. Prepare for them. Because when skill meets opportunity, that's when magic happens. Sparkles. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep sharpening your tools. Because your best version is still under construction. If you could upgrade just one skill this month that would make everything else easier, what would it be? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy reveals how to use your mental energy wisely. How to stay focused, fresh, and full of power all day long in Chapter 12. Leverage your special talents. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve massive success, even when they seem to have fewer resources than others? Brian Tracy says the answer is simple. They discover and use their unique talents. Welcome to Chapter 12 of Eat That Frog, where you'll learn how to find your special strengths and use them to build the life you dream of. Brian Tracy begins this chapter with a powerful truth. You are remarkable. There are special talents inside you that can lead to extraordinary success, if you discover and develop them. Every person is born with a unique set of gifts, passions, and natural abilities. But sadly, most people never take the time to find them. They try to copy others, fit in, or do what society expects. And in doing so, they ignore their greatest advantage, their unique talent. Brian Tracy says, you are designed to do something better than anyone else. Think about the moments when white heavy checkmark time flies because you enjoy what you're doing. White heavy checkmark you do something easily while others struggle. White heavy checkmark people often praise you for a particular skill. That's not luck. That's your natural talent. Could be speaking, writing, designing, teaching, selling, solving problems, or motivating people. Your job is to find it and focus on it. Here's the magic formula from Brian Tracy. Talent plus passion plus hard work equals great success. It's not enough to be good at something. You have to love doing it too. Red heart. Because passion keeps you going when things get tough. When you combine what you're naturally good at with what excites you, you enter your zone of excellence. In that zone, you don't need to force success. It flows naturally. One of the biggest productivity killers is trying to master too many things. Brian Tracy says, you can't be good at everything, but you can be great at one thing. Successful people know their strengths, and they spend most of their time using them. So instead of fixing all your weaknesses, double down on your strengths. Speech balloon, ask yourself, what can I do really well that makes the biggest difference? That's where you should spend 80% of your effort. Once you identify your key talents, connect them to your daily work. If your talent is communication, spend more time speaking, writing, or creating content. If your talent is strategy, focus on planning, analysis, and problem solving. Use your natural gifts in ways that move you closer to your goals. Brian Tracy says, do more of what you're good at and less of what you're not. That's the shortcut to faster growth and bigger impact. Your talent is like a seed. It grows only when you nurture it. Seedling. Even if you're naturally good at something, you still need practice, study, and repetition to become world-class. Brian Tracy reminds us, top performers are not necessarily the most gifted. They are the most determined to improve their natural abilities. That's how good turns into great. So if you're good at video editing, master it. If you're good at storytelling, study it deeply. If you're good at leadership, keep learning about influence and people skills. Your edge gets sharper every time you practice your craft. Sometimes your special talent isn't obvious until you look at where you create results. Brian Tracy suggests asking yourself, where have I achieved the best results in the past? What activities make me feel energized and proud? The answers will show you where your true strength lies. That's where you can create massive value for yourself and for others. Because when you do what you're great at, you don't just work, you shine. Let's take Steve Jobs. He wasn't the best engineer or coder. His real talent, vision and design. He focused on what he did best and built Apple around his unique strengths. Or look at your favorite content creators. Some are funny, some are motivational, some are storytellers. Each one found their special lane and stayed in it. You don't have to do everything. You just need to find your thing and do it better than anyone else. Brian Tracy reminds us, comparing yourself to others is a waste of energy. Someone else's success doesn't reduce yours. You have your own timeline, your own path, and your own purpose. So instead of competing with others, compete with your yesterday self. Be a little better every day and success will chase you. Success comes when you find what you love to do it well, and dedicate yourself to becoming the best in that field. So don't copy. Don't chase trends. Discover your unique voice, and let that be your superpower. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be authentic. Your talent is your gift to the world. The more you use it, the more the world rewards you. What's one thing you do easily, that others find difficult? And how could you turn that into your biggest strength? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy will teach you how to take this strength and multiply your results by learning how to identify your key constraints. That's chapter 13, and it's going to change how you handle obstacles forever. Do you ever feel stuck? Like you're working hard but not moving forward? Downcast face with sweat. You've got the plan, the passion, and the goals, but something invisible seems to slow you down. Brian Tracy says that's not bad luck. It's a constraint. Welcome to chapter 13 of Eat That Frog. Identify your key constraints, where you'll discover how to find the hidden barriers that hold you back, and remove them one by one to unlock unstoppable success. Brian Tracy begins with a simple truth. Between where you are now and where you want to be, there's always something standing in the way. Your job is to find that thing and fix it. That thing is your constraint. It's like the weakest link in a chain. No matter how strong the rest of the chain is, it will always break where it's weakest. Chains. So, if you want to go faster in life or business, you need to find your weakest link and strengthen it. A constraint is any factor that limits your progress. Can come from inside you, like lack of skill, focus, or confidence, or outside you, like missing resources, unclear goals, or lack of support. Brian Tracy divides constraints into two main categories. Internal constraints, things within you, knowledge, habits, discipline. External constraints, things outside your control, team, tools, environment. And here's the surprising part. In 80% of cases, your biggest constraint is internal. It's within yourself. Imagine your life as a river. When the water flows freely, everything moves forward. But if there's a rock blocking the flow, everything slows down. That rock is your bottleneck. So ask yourself, what's the one thing slowing me down right now? Could be poor time management, 3 o'clock. Lack of communication, speaking head. Fear of failure, anxious face with sweat. Missing skills or knowledge, blue book. Or even your own procrastination habits, sleeping face. Write them down, be honest with yourself. Because you can't fix what you won't face. Most people try to fix symptoms instead of root causes. For example, if your business isn't growing, the symptom might look like not enough sales. But the real constraint could be not enough leads, or unclear marketing message. Brian Tracy says, always dig deep until you find the single factor that's truly holding you back. It's like removing a splinter. You can cover it with a bandage all you want, but until you pull the splinter out, the pain stays. Adhesive bandage. This is where most people get it wrong. They blame others, the boss, the market, the system. But Brian Tracy says, the top 3% of achievers always assume they are the constraint. Because when you take responsibility, you gain control. Ask yourself, what am I not doing that I should be doing? What skill do I need to develop? What habit is slowing me down? Once you see yourself as part of the solution, you stop feeling stuck and start feeling empowered. Glowing star. Now that you know what's holding you back, fix it systematically. If it's a skill, learn it. If it's a fear, face it. If it's a process, simplify it. If it's a person, communicate or delegate better. Brian Tracy reminds us, every improvement you make in your weakest area moves you closer to your biggest goal. And once you fix one constraint, a new one will appear, and that's okay. That's how growth works. You solve one problem, move up, face a new challenge, grow again. Chart increasing. Here's one of the most powerful questions in the entire book. What is the one limiting factor that determines how fast I achieve my goal? This question helps you find your frog. The most important problem you need to solve right now. Once you answer it, you'll know where to focus your energy. Brian Tracy says, Every obstacle contains a lesson. Every problem hides an opportunity. Instead of being frustrated, use constraints to grow stronger. They show you where you need to improve. Think of them as signboards pointing toward your next level. Vertical traffic light. When you fix a constraint, you unlock more speed, confidence, and momentum than ever before. Take Elon Musk. In the early days of SpaceX, their biggest constraint was rocket failure. They didn't blame NASA or investors. They focused on fixing the design and process. And once they solved that one constraint, they became the first private company to reach orbit. Milky Way. Your life works the same way. Remove one key barrier, and everything starts to flow again. Identify your limiting factor, and put all your energy into removing it. That's the fastest way to success. When you stop wasting time on distractions, and focus on fixing the real problem, your results multiply. You don't need to fix everything. Just fix the one thing that's slowing you down, and you'll be amazed how fast everything else improves. What's one area in your life or work that feels like a bottleneck? And what's the first step you can take today to remove it? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy reveals the secret of speed. How to put the pressure on yourself and perform at your absolute best even when no one's watching. Flex biceps fire. That's chapter 14, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. What if I told you? The people who achieve the most in life aren't always the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who know how to push themselves when no one else does. Flex biceps. Welcome to chapter 14 of Eat That Frog. Put the pressure on yourself. Today we'll uncover how successful people use self-pressure, not stress, to stay motivated, focused, and unstoppable. Brian Tracy starts with a hard truth. If you want to achieve great things, you can't wait for someone else to push you. You must learn to push yourself. Most people wait for deadlines, bosses, or emergencies to get serious. But top performers? They create their own pressure. That's the secret difference between average and excellent. Let's clear this up first. There's good pressure and bad pressure. Bad pressure causes anxiety and burnout, anxious face with sweat. But good pressure, the kind Brian Tracy talks about, creates focus, urgency, and energy. High voltage. It's the same pressure that helps a student finish an essay in one night, or an athlete give their best performance in the final minute of a game. Trophy. Brian Tracy says, if you don't put pressure on yourself, life will do it for you, and not in a pleasant way. So, the smart move is to take control of the pressure before it controls you. Here's a powerful trick Brian Tracy recommends. Act as if you have no other option but to finish the task. Today, when you mentally remove the escape routes, your brain finds ways to get things done faster and smarter. Ask yourself, if I had to finish this project today, how would I do it? That question activates your creativity, focus, and speed instantly. Because when you tell your brain, this must happen, it stops making excuses and starts finding solutions. Deadlines are magical. They turn vague dreams into real commitments. But here's the problem. Most people only act when someone else gives them a deadline. Brian Tracy says, winners set their own deadlines and stick to them. If you don't have an external deadline, create one for yourself. Write it down, put it on your calendar, and treat it seriously. Even better, tell someone else about it. That social pressure will multiply your motivation. Brian Tracy encourages us to raise our standards. Every day, try to do something slightly beyond your comfort zone. Could be working an extra hour on your goals, making that difficult phone call, finishing one extra chapter or video, learning one new skill. The point is to make progress under pressure. Because growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in challenge. When you put pressure on yourself in a healthy way, you train your mind to perform like an athlete under competition. Brain Man running. Brian Tracy says, you are capable of far more than you ever imagine, but you'll never know until you test yourself. Pressure forces you to access parts of your potential you didn't even know existed. Just like diamonds form under pressure, gemstone. Your greatness appears when you push yourself beyond average. In life and work, no one will care about your success as much as you do. So stop waiting for motivation, permission, or perfect conditions. Decide to act now. Brian Tracy says, the ability to take initiative, to move forward without waiting, is one of the most important habits of successful people. You must become your own motivator, your own leader, and your own accountability partner. When you develop this inner drive, you'll be unstoppable no matter the situation. Let's take Serena Williams. Tennis. No one forced her to practice at 5 a.m. or train relentlessly. She didn't wait for a coach to push her every time. She pushed herself. That's what separates champions from the rest. They don't depend on external motivation. They create it within themselves. You can do the same in your studies, business, or creative journey. Be your own coach. Push yourself, because no one else will do it for you. If you want to be a leader, act like one, especially when no one's watching. That means showing up early, finishing strong, and staying disciplined even when it's tough. Because success is built in the moments no one else sees. Pressure can break you or it can build you. The choice is yours. When you learn to put the right kind of pressure on yourself, you unlock a level of performance you never thought possible. If no one were watching or checking on you, would you still give your 100%? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy takes this to another level. He'll show you how to maximize your personal powers by managing your energy, focus, and health like a true high performer. High voltage. That's chapter 15, and it's one of the most powerful chapters in the entire book. What if I told you your productivity isn't just about your time, it's about your energy? High voltage. In this chapter, Brian Tracy reveals a truth most people ignore. You can't perform like a high achiever if you don't feel like a high achiever. Welcome to chapter 15 of Eat That Frog. Maximize your personal powers, where you'll learn how to boost your physical, mental, and emotional energy so you can perform at your absolute best every single day. Brian Tracy begins with a simple but powerful statement. You are a complex energy system. To perform at your best, you must manage your energy, not just your time. This means success isn't only about working harder. It's about working smarter, by keeping your mind sharp, your body strong, and your emotions balanced. Feedling. Let's break it down. Think of your life as a battery. Every day you start charged up, but everything you do, thinking, working, worrying, drains your energy. Brian Tracy says, your ability to get things done depends more on your energy level than on your intelligence or talent. So if your energy is low, even simple tasks feel impossible. But when you're full of energy, you can move mountains. Oh, that's why you must protect your energy like treasure. Gemstone. Here's a truth that hustlers often forget. Rest is not laziness. Brian Tracy says, you can't run your car on an empty tank, and you can't run your life on one either. If you're constantly tired, your productivity crashes, no matter how motivated you are. White heavy checkmark. Get enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours minimum. White heavy checkmark. Take short breaks between tasks. White heavy checkmark. Power nap if needed. Rest recharges your brain, boosts creativity, and improves focus. When you rest well, you perform well. Crescent moon. Food is fuel. What you eat affects how you think, feel, and act. Red apple. Brian Tracy recommends eating light, clean, and healthy, especially during work hours. Avoid heavy meals that drain your energy or make you sleepy. Drink plenty of water. Dehydration kills focus. Droplet. Remember, junk food gives you quick pleasure but slow energy. Healthy food gives you long energy and fast focus. High voltage. Feed your body like it's the engine that carries your dreams. Automobile dashing away. Brian Tracy says, the fitter you are, the more energy you have. The more energy you have, the better you perform. Exercise doesn't just shape your body, it sharpens your mind. A 20-minute walk, stretching, or even light jogging can reset your energy instantly. Woman running. When your blood flows, your ideas flow. When your body moves, your motivation moves too. So if you ever feel stuck, move. Action breaks laziness. You can be physically healthy and still feel mentally tired. But because your thoughts consume energy too. Brain thought balloon. Brian Tracy says, negative emotions drain energy faster than any physical activity. So protect your mental space. White heavy checkmark. Avoid unnecessary stress and toxic people. White heavy checkmark. Focus on what you can control. White heavy checkmark. Practice gratitude daily. Folded hands. Your brain is like a garden. If you water positive thoughts, you grow energy. If you feed negative thoughts, you grow fatigue. Sunflower. Everyone has a golden time. A few hours of the day when they feel most alert and creative. Sunrise. Brian Tracy calls this your prime time. Some people perform best in the early morning sun. Some feel most productive late at night. Crescent moon. Your job is to find your peak hours and schedule your most important tasks during that time. When you match your work to your natural energy rhythm, You'll get more done in 2 hours than others do in 8. Want to protect your power? Stay away from these energy vampires. Crossmark negative conversations. Crossmark constant multitasking. Crossmark junk food and lack of sleep. Crossmark overthinking and complaining. Every small drain adds up, and soon your battery dies. Instead, surround yourself with positive people, uplifting music, and good habits that charge you. High voltage. Brian Tracy reminds us, your life is like a long-distance race. You must pace yourself to reach the finish line. If you burn yourself out too early, you won't have the energy to enjoy your success later. Balance work with rest, hustle with health, and ambition with peace. Yin yang. That's how you build sustainable success. Let's take an example, Elon Musk. Yes, he works insanely hard, but he also manages his energy by focusing deeply on one thing at a time. Or Serena Williams, she doesn't just train her body, she trains her mind with rest, nutrition, and focus rituals. They both understand the same rule. If your energy collapses, your empire collapses. Take good care of yourself. The better you feel physically and mentally, the more you'll accomplish. Simple words, but they hold the key to long-term success. Because success isn't a sprint, it's a lifestyle built on strong energy and balance. Glowing star. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Because when your energy rises, your life rises with it. Sunrise. Eat well, rest well, move daily, and protect your mind. And watch your productivity skyrocket like never before. What's one daily habit that drains your energy? And what new habit could you replace it with starting tomorrow? Thinking face. Because in the next chapter, Brian Tracy takes your focus to the next level. He'll show you how to motivate yourself into action. And keep going even when you don't feel like it. Collision. That's chapter 16, and it's pure fire for your motivation. What if you could stay motivated every single day, no matter how tired, lazy, or unmotivated you feel? Flex biceps. In this chapter, Brian Tracy shares a secret that separates achievers from dreamers. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the ability to keep yourself motivated into action. Welcome to chapter 16 of Eat That Frog. Motivate yourself into action. Let's learn how to create unstoppable drive and take action even when you don't feel like it. Brian Tracy begins with a truth bomb. You are responsible for your own motivation. That means no one else can push you, inspire you, or move you every day. You have to become your own source of energy, positivity, and drive. And the best part? Motivation isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. Brian Tracy says, you become what you think about most of the time. If you think about failure, fear, and problems, you'll feel stuck. But if you think about success, growth, and possibilities, you'll feel unstoppable. Flex biceps. Your mind is like a magnet. It attracts whatever you focus on. So, train it to focus on what you want, not on what you fear. White heavy checkmark. Start your day with positive affirmations. White heavy checkmark. Visualize your goals. White heavy checkmark. Celebrate small wins every day. Even one positive thought can spark massive action. Brian Tracy says, the clearer your goals, the greater your motivation. When your goals are fuzzy, your energy is scattered. But when your goals are crystal clear, your mind becomes laser focused. Fire. Example. Don't just say, I want to be rich. Say, I will earn 10 Indian rupees lakhs by building my online business in 6 months. That kind of clarity ignites your inner fire. It gives your brain a reason to wake up and hustle every morning. Sunrise. Write your goals daily. Repeat them to yourself. Visualize achieving them. Each time you do, you strengthen your motivation muscle. Flex biceps. Here's something most people get wrong. They think motivation comes before action. But in reality, action creates motivation. Here, Brian Tracy says, start moving and you'll soon feel motivated. When you take even a tiny step, like writing one sentence, making one call, or doing one push-up, you trigger momentum. And momentum is powerful. Once you start, your brain wants to keep going. So the next time you feel lazy, don't wait for motivation. Just start. Even a 5-minute action can reignite your energy. High voltage. Your mind works like a sponge. It absorbs whatever you feed it. If you watch negative news, complain, or scroll endlessly, you'll feel drained. But if you listen to inspiring podcasts, success stories, or books, your motivation will skyrocket. Books. Brian Tracy says, become your own cheerleader. Fill your mind with positive messages. White heavy checkmark, watch motivational videos. White heavy checkmark, read uplifting quotes. White heavy checkmark, surround yourself with people who believe in you. The more you feed your brain positivity, the more it will push you into action. Rocket. We all have that little voice inside that says, "You can't do it. It's too hard. What if you fail?" Pensive face. Brian Tracy says, talk to yourself positively all day long. When that negative voice speaks, reply immediately. Say, "I can do it. I've done harder things before. I am unstoppable." Collision. This small habit will rewire your confidence, because what you say to yourself shapes how you feel, and how you feel determines what you do. One major motivation killer is expecting everything to be perfect. You don't need perfect, you just need progress. Brian Tracy reminds us, anything worth doing well is worth doing poorly at first. So don't wait to feel ready. Just start, learn, and move. Perfection comes from practice, not from waiting. Direct it. Every small win builds your self-confidence, and self-confidence fuels your motivation even more. Brian Tracy says, always treat yourself when you complete an important task. Rewards keep your brain excited. It's how you train your subconscious to love hard work. White heavy checkmark, finished a chapter? Watch your favorite show. White heavy checkmark, completed your daily target. Your favorite snack. White heavy checkmark, hit a big goal. Take a short trip. Small celebrations keep motivation alive, day after day. Party popper. When things get tough, and they will, your why keeps you moving. Brian Tracy says, when you have a big enough reason, you can do almost anything. Ask yourself, why do I want to succeed? Who am I doing this for? Your why gives meaning to your effort. It's the emotional fuel behind every big goal. Red heart. So, whenever you feel unmotivated, remind yourself why you started. Motivation isn't magic, it's momentum. Start moving, stay positive, celebrate small wins, and you'll never lose your drive again. Remember, if you can't find motivation outside, create it inside. Because the fire you need is already in you. What's one small action you'll take today, even if you don't feel like it, that will bring you closer to your dream? Thought balloon. Because in the next and final chapter, Brian Tracy will teach you something truly powerful. How to get out of the mental slump and keep moving forward, even when life hits hard. High voltage. You don't want to miss that one. It's the chapter that keeps achievers unstoppable. No matter how motivated you are, there will come a time when you feel stuck. When you lose your spark. When even your biggest goals feel too far away. Disappointed face. But here's the truth. Every successful person you admire has been there too. What made them different? They learned how to get out of the slump and keep moving forward. Rocket. Welcome to Chapter 17 of Eat That Frog. Get out of the mental slump and keep moving forward. Let's learn how to rise again when your energy, focus, and confidence fade. Brian Tracy begins by saying something powerful. Success is not final and failure is not fatal. What matters most is the courage to continue moving forward. We all go through ups and downs, moments when things slow down, plans don't work, or we feel mentally tired. But the key is not to stop. Because motion creates emotion. First, understand this. Feeling low, tired, or unmotivated doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. Beach balloon. Even the most disciplined people have bad days. The difference is, they don't stay there. They accept the slump, and then start finding ways to rise again. Brian Tracy says, it's not falling down that matters. It's how fast you get back up. So instead of blaming yourself, take a deep breath. Accept that this phase is temporary, and you'll come out stronger. When motivation fades, it's often because you've lost sight of your why. Brian Tracy says, when your vision is clear, your motivation becomes automatic. Take a moment to remind yourself, why did you start this journey? What dream made your heart beat faster? Close your eyes and imagine yourself already achieving it. That feeling, that excitement, is your spark coming back to life. Fire. Visualize your success every morning. It's like recharging your inner battery. Sometimes your slump isn't emotional, it's physical. Brian Tracy says, your mind and body are deeply connected. When you move your body, you change your thoughts. So get up, stretch, go for a short walk, do push-ups, dance, or play your favorite song. Musical note. Even 5 minutes of movement can change your entire mood. Energy creates clarity, and clarity gets you back on track. High voltage. When you're in a slump, negativity surrounds you easily. Self-doubt, fear, and frustration whisper in your ear. So, Brian Tracy suggests you fight it back with positivity. White heavy checkmark, listen to motivational podcast. White heavy checkmark, read success stories. White heavy checkmark, watch inspiring videos. White heavy checkmark, spend time with people who lift you up. Fill your mind with reminders of what's possible. And slowly your belief system resets. Rainbow. Because what you feed your mind today determines your strength tomorrow. Brian Tracy says, the way you talk to yourself shapes your destiny. So when your inner voice says, I can't do it, reply with, I've done harder things before. When it says, it's too late, reply, it's never too late to start again. Keep repeating positive affirmations. White heavy checkmark, I am strong. White heavy checkmark, I am focused. White heavy checkmark, I am moving forward. The more you talk like a winner, the more your mind starts believing it. When you're in a slump, don't try to do everything at once. Just take one small action. Brian Tracy says, the best way to start again is to start small. Write one paragraph. Make one phone call. Clean your workspace. Do something. Small wins bring back momentum. And momentum brings back motivation. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Flex biceps. Every slump has a message. Sometimes it's your body asking for rest. Sometimes it's your mind asking for reflection. Sometimes it's life teaching you patience. Use this time to rethink, realign, and refresh your goals. Brian Tracy says, when you pause with purpose, you come back more powerful. So instead of feeling guilty, use the downtime to recharge your energy and strategy. One secret of high achievers: they have a plan for when things go wrong. Brian Tracy says, winners prepare for setbacks. They know exactly how to bounce back. So make your comeback checklist. White heavy checkmark, a playlist that inspires you. Headphone. White heavy checkmark, a list of goals that remind you why you started. White heavy checkmark, a friend or mentor you can talk to. White heavy checkmark, a few powerful affirmations. Whenever you fall into a slump, go back to this plan, and you'll find your motivation faster than ever. Don't waste energy regretting what didn't work. What's done is done. Brian Tracy says, you cannot change the past, but you can design the future. So stop looking back, start looking ahead. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to move forward? Every new sunrise is a fresh chance to rewrite your story. Remember, feeling low doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're growing. Because growth comes with resistance, and resistance makes you stronger. Flex biceps. The key is simple. Don't stop. Rest if you must, but never quit. Because your breakthrough might be just one small action away. When life slows you down, what's one simple habit that helps you rise again?